So it is now 2:30, and I know that we have a number of 2:30 commendations, and so we will return to roll call at a later time. We have 4 commendations today, and we will begin with Supervisor Tang.
Thank you very much. So we also have a little bit of a slideshow we'd like to bring up on SFGov TV while I'm talking. So thank you for joining us today, Keith.
Thank you so much for having me.
In April of 2012, Keith Crawford and his wife Lenore received the call that no parent ever wants to receive. Their daughter tragically passed away at the age of 20. And when faced with the enormous decision before them, Keith and Lenore did not hesitate and immediately notified the hospital that they wanted to donate Brittany's organs. Though grieving, both parents knew that with a spirit as giving as Brittany's, this is what she would want. And just 48 hours after Brittany passed away was Keith's 48th birthday. And this is the day that he received word from the hospital that Brittany was able to save the lives of 4 individuals through the donation of her liver, pancreas, and both kidneys. And it dawned on him that if Brittany could save 4 people, imagine how many countless others could be saved if everyone made the decision to become an organ donor. And so that was the day that Give Life, Safe Life was born. Give Life, Safe Life is a nonprofit organization focused on education and awareness of organ donation in the African American community. Currently, African Americans are the least likely ethnic group to become organ donors, while almost 45% will need some sort of transplant in their lifetime. African American individuals are more likely to suffer from diseases that lead to organ failure than any other racial group. For example, they represent more than 35% of all patients of the country receiving dialysis for kidney failure, despite representing only 13.12% of our population, and that's per the National Kidney Foundation. To combat the myths that many of us hear about organ donation, Keith dedicates his life to work on education in our communities. For example, Give Life, Safe Life funded the placement of 12 billboards in San Francisco and Oakland, and each one highlighted statistics specific to the area's demographics regarding organ, blood, bone, and tissue donation. And he also hosts a radio program on KPOO every Thursday to highlight the needs around organ donation, but also other illnesses that affect quality of life in our communities, including Alzheimer's, dementia, and mental illness. Keith uses the donations and support that his organization receives to contribute to research, create and maintain an African American organ donor database for organizing community awareness events, and to fund the annual Brittany Crawford Scholarship Fund. And the fund awards a senior $500 toward their college career, and it was spearheaded at Thurgood Marshall, where his daughter Brittany graduated from in 2009, and has been awarded to students at Balboa and Lincoln High Schools as well. So it is timely that we recognize Keith today, as Brittany would have celebrated her birthday on September 15th. Keith and Lenore, they are native San Franciscans. Keith grew up in the Western Addition in Supervisor Breed's district, graduated from Sacred Heart. Lenore went to George Washington High School in Supervisor Feuer's district, and now works for our city's Department of Technology. Keith's son, Zeke, is 19, a sophomore at Lewis and Clark, and his daughter, Amani, is 23 and works at USF School of Dentistry. So Keith now resides in Park Merced in Supervisor Yee's district. We want to thank him for being here with us today, especially because he was actually one of the victims of the fire that occurred in Park Merced over this weekend. So we can speak more to that, but we certainly want to help Keith recover, as much was lost during that tragedy. So every month at this board, we have decided to honor and adjourn our board meeting in honor of those who have saved lives by donating their organs. And so we certainly want to recognize especially the wife of one of the honorees, Karen Banning, who's in the audience today. Because her husband, Pierre LaFuel, passed away recently just before his 60th birthday, and was able to donate his kidneys, liver, lungs, heart, and tissue to save the lives of several individuals. And we're also honoring, 8 other individuals today: Yue Choi, Adeladia Rodriguez, Thomas Joseph Flanagan, John Michael Himayaleski, John Robert Napier, Joseph Bartholomew, General Warren Wilcox, and Amara Serpa. So all of them have donated something of them to give life to others, and we want to thank them for that. So it is individuals like these and the Crawford family that help save the lives of people in our communities, and we thank you. I'm also very excited to announce that, and the reason why our office has been so focused on organ donations is because, as you know, my legislative aide, Ashley Summers, her husband, was looking for a kidney to save his life. And we were very excited to announce that after 3 years of waiting, he finally has a kidney donor and will be on his way to receiving a transplant very shortly. So we want to thank that anonymous donor to Charlie. So, of course, I want to thank Keith for all of your work, all that you have done with Give Life, Save Life, for coming here today in honor of the memory of your daughter, and for everything that I know will be to come. So thank you so much, and we appreciate you being here today.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And Keith, before you say a few words, I want to recognize Supervisor Yee to say something.
Sure, thank you.
Mr. Crawford, I've heard of your work, and I'm so proud, not only because you live in District 7, but you're just a great representative of San Francisco. And you've dedicated the last few years of your life, through the Give Life and Save Life organization, and just helping others with this awareness. And because of what happened to you and your family with the recent fire, I want to, reemphasize that you are a victim of a fire, and you've lost your furniture, you've lost your personal items, and Supervisor Tang and my office will work on and assist them to get as much donations to you that, it's time for us to help you for change. Okay, so it's all yours.
I'm honored and yet humble, and thank you so much, Supervisor Yee. No one could ever imagine doing such a work of this nature, especially after the loss of a loved one, your firstborn. And what comes to my mind is, what if you were told that you had 7 days to live? What would you do? Who would you want to spend that time with? March 24th, 2012, my mom turned 80 years old. She had her children with her grandchildren, her great-grandchildren. Brittany was amongst the family. 7 days later, she was killed in a car accident. One would just question and say, why not me? She was only 20 years old. And what was placed upon my heart was that Brittany did her job on earth at the age of 20, saving 4 people's lives. Now it's time for me to do my work in the community, bringing awareness, bringing education, and bringing everyone together. It's not just in the name of organ donation, it's about quality of life. And again, like I said, the only way that I can do this is with the help of you all. I put this on my back, and I made a promise that I would continue bringing awareness and education around quality of life. Life is so fragile. You definitely have to keep your mind upon a higher power. I just witnessed that literally this past Friday at 5 a.m. The following day, we were putting together a mixer in honor of Brittany. I lost everything, but the firefighters allowed me to go back upstairs to the 6th floor. One thing I was able to retrieve was my baby's urn, that her life will continue to go on. Thank you so much.
Congratulations again, Keith. Brittany's spirit will live on through those individual lives that she has saved, and of course through your amazing work. Thank you so much for your commitment to our communities. Thank you. We appreciate you very much.